Hey guys, it's Wednesday, the 27th, and got this little Honda. This is evening, and it's about 10 to 11. So it's probably going to be one of those late nights. It's supposed to be really hot here in central Indiana tomorrow, but weird weather we're having. And I thought I'd pull this Honda in and do the body work on it and get it in primer. And can you look around this thing? It's kind of half in and half out of the garage. It's not in the light anyway. But and we may or may not be able to tell, but we got a little damage to the bumper here and here. So I'm going to try and fix them best I can. And I'm going to paint that bumper. It has a little dent on the hood here, very slight, but I'm not going to worry about it. It has a few dents and dings in it. Here's a few dents and dings. This is a 1994 Honda Accord LX. And it's a really nice car. It's been well taken care of. You see there's no clear coat peeling on the top. It's been garaged its whole life. And it's got a few dents and dings in it. And I can see where it's been fixed before on the rust. Of course, this is typical of Hondas up here, and we got some down here in the dog leg as well. But this came off of there, and you can see we got some Bondo in there. So that's what we got going on here. So we'll fix that up, and I think the only thing I'm going to do is fix the rust on the rear quarters. That's it. I'm going to let everything fly. We'll just detail it. Like I said, it's a really nice car. It's got 155,000 miles on it. It's been taken care of. Let's see here. And what's wrong with it is that, of course, it's got the rust on the fenders, and the radiator's busted in it. So here we go, 155. It runs like a sewing machine. Shifts good. No idiot lights. Nice car. So it's a little on the older side, but it runs and drives fantastic. And the radiator has just given up on it, is what's happened. As soon as I get the hood up here, we'll be alright. Bear with me, guys. There we go. And what we have here is the radiator right here. These are plastic deals here, reservoirs, and you can see the crack. It goes all the way across there. So we have a new radiator coming. It'll be here tomorrow or the next day. And yeah, it's a pretty nice little car. So I'm going to fix this up here on the back and get her in primer. And turns out, right there, I don't know if any of you guys remember or not, but I believe we had some video of it. I painted on a Honda Accord, a two-door though, but G77M, and that's it. You can see the color here, and yeah. So we got just a little bit of paint in there. It's probably reduced, and I think that's going to be enough. It's probably a third of the can there, and it's probably reduced. So we'll probably use the most paint on the bumper, and hopefully that'll work out. Well, but anyway, back to the weather. It's supposed to be like 102 to 106 They don't know what it's going to be. They just know it's going to be hot. But we're supposed to have like a 30-mile-an-hour wind, and the humidity is supposed to drop, which it's been dropping here. It's supposed to drop to as low as 20%. So, wow, that's kind of what you just don't have every day, at least around here. So normally our humidity is up above 70% in the summertime. It's kind of rare that it gets low, and usually when it gets hot, it's a very still day and very humid. So it'll get like mid-90s, just like Florida in the summertime. Up here, it'll be in the mid-90s, and the humidity will be, you know, 95%, and it'll be miserable. But I don't think tomorrow's going to be that miserable with a 30-mile-an-hour wind and 20% humidity. But since it doesn't rain here anymore, there's all kinds of fire watches out and everything else, and I mean the ground is burnt up out here. We get another week or so of this crap, guys, and the crops around here are going to die. Plain and simple. There won't be no crops in central Indiana, or at least the area I live in. But anyway, I'm rambling, and I just thought I would show this little buggy here, and I'm gonna whip this up here and get it in primer, and hopefully we'll get the front bumper or something done on it too. So we'll check back. Alright guys, here's what my repair looks like before I'm getting ready to fiberglass it. I use my Marhide rust converter on it. You know, if any of you guys watch the Pisser channel, you're seeing pretty much the same situation here. You know, I use this Marhide. I think he uses something else, and all I do is I literally soak this in here, and then I wipe it off, wipe all the excess off, and then after 10, 15, 20 minutes it'll dry. And I'm just getting ready to, it's about 20 till 12, and I'm just getting ready to to scratch it with some 80 grit. Just go over it real quick and make sure we got us a nice rough surface. You know, this is all dry now, and our rust is turned black, supposedly converted to what, I don't know, don't care actually. And we got this little spot here treated up, ready to go, and the same thing over here. So this is just a used car. We're just making it better, guys. I have no problem telling somebody I did this to the car. I have no problem showing people where I touch up on the car if I'm selling the car. So, you know, I'm not hiding nothing here. It is, this is a 94. This car is 18 years old. It is not a classic. It doesn't pay to carve these quarter panels out and replace metal in them. We're not going to do it. So, you know, this is a repair that you can do to your own car if you want. I've done it to my cars. My daughter's car has some hackings and packings like this on it. Our Lincoln had it. Our Lincoln started to bubble after about 9 months, I think. Just slight little bubbles. The paint never cracked, separated, or anything like that. You know, I expect it still looks roughly about the same, but the second winter it goes through, I'd say it'll take its toll on it. But, you know, these cars are old, guys. They don't have a lot of life left in them. And, you know, I'm just trying to make it look good, because wouldn't you rather drive a car that did not have that? You know, that's what I'm saying. I'd rather drive a car that looked good, even if it was just for a few months or a year. You know, this thing may end up in the wrecking yard in 6 months. You don't know, okay? You don't know. So, there we go. That's how I'm fixing it. And if y'all want to watch, stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to take and put a little fiberglass in that after I rough it up. It is important to rough it up, okay? This stuff leaves a film as it dries, and I like to take that film off of this shiny metal. I try to wipe it off as I'm doing it, you know, and I'll take some 80 grit, scuff it, and it'll give us some bite for our fiberglass. So there we go. Alright guys, thought I'd give you a little update here. We've gotten so many boxes in. I got the truck stuff put away and my paint stuff put away. Now these boxes here hold the parts for the black Honda. We have our bumper reinforcement, our bumper absorber, our AC condenser right here, and we have our headlights. We have our hood right there, and we also have a fender down there, and we have our bumper cover up here. So I've been straightening, and I got her looking pretty good. I got a couple more little things to do to it, but we got that core support pulled out right there. It was in, you know, clear into there. You know, it's just a lot of the soft structure up here is kind of bent, and I'm just going through and straightening it. I got to straighten this little piece right here. I should have just bought another one because I could have, but right there, you got to straighten that up. This Honda does have a VTEC in it. I understand that to be the good one, but I've even got this car scuffed. I haven't done any body work on it. There's a couple places where we got some peeling stuff on it, but it's pretty much scuffed on all the affected panels that we're going to be working on. So that's kind of where we're at there, and I'm hoping to pull this in tonight or tomorrow morning, and we'll get all that crap done there on the front, and get her all put back together, get it painted, and get it the heck out of here this weekend, hopefully. All right, then we got this thing here, which I shot a little video of, and I might put it in here somewhere so you can see what it looked like. We had a little bit of bumper damage, which I fixed that. We got a little primer there, so we're going to be painting the bumper. And then we had our rust on the rear quarter here, a little bit on the dog leg down there, and I'm going to have to clean that primer off that trim piece down there. I didn't get it masked properly. Same thing over here, rust issue. So we're ready to sand this and paint it. It's hot, but I'm going to paint it anyway because I ain't got time to wait for the weather. You know, when stuff has to be done, or 98, and I think it's only 10:30 or so in the morning, but we got to get her done. So I got some 885 reducer, so that'll help me a little bit probably, although my paint is probably reduced. I'm going to put a little bit in it anyway. We'll see how it goes, but we just have a little spot there, a little spot on the other side. We already have the paint. We had the collar. We got about 1/3 of a pint, and I think it might already be reduced, but I think it's going to be enough. So no problems at all. It's just a little pss, pss, that's it. And then we got the wood truck. You can see we got the fenders primed on it. I got the tailgate primed on it, and I'm working on this hood in here, getting ready to prime it. But this hood is nasty. I'm gonna have to strip it, is what it's coming down to. It just has all these little chips on it, and the more I sand it, the more I seem to uncover. And you know, I don't know if we can see them or not. There's one right there. Come on, camera. There we go. So we got to get this rubbed out, I think, of the steel. I don't want to leave it there, and then we're gonna put the whole thing in etch pretty much. You know, it just seems like I'm stripping the whole darn thing, and that wasn't in the plan for sure. But you know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. and I feel like that's the right thing to do. And I just hope to God that we don't have that problem throughout the truck, because that's not what the plan was. You know, I hadn't planned on stripping it. But anyway, here's what we got, and that's a little update. So this afternoon here, or I'm going to try to before the afternoon, I'm going to paint this as quick as possible. So I'm going to get this in here, sand this primer down real quick, get her masked up, and get her shot, because you know the weather is it's just getting hotter and hotter. And what we got here, our humidity is climbing rapidly. It was down to around 35–40% yesterday. That was one of the unique things about our heat yesterday at 105 degrees, is what it was very dry. Normally when we have heat, it's more like it is today, with very still and high humidity. You know, and right now we're at 80%, and I expect that to keep climbing. And it says, what's it say there? 80, 87, 88. So that's where we're at, guys. And we'll get busy. I want to get these Hondas out of here, because we got more stuff behind it, and you just can't slow down. So there we go. Alright guys, we got the Honda painted finally. It seemed like it took me forever to get around to painting this today. Actually, it was probably a pretty good thing. We had there sometime in the afternoon, I don't know when it was, a little bit before 4, around 3:30 maybe, and it come a big rain. And yeah, look at the humidity. We're off the chart. But it did cool way down. So it was up to 103 today. And then we had a big rain. First time I think it's rained this month here. And it's been very dry. So that kind of helped me cool it off, but the humidity shot through the roof. But I think she came out okay. Very respectable. And we got our, this is where our paint was. Our blend is right in here, and match beautiful. We got a really beautiful match right there, I think. And the rear quarters have been painted before, and it was slightly mismatched if you got it in the right light. So I tried to keep my stuff very small. My blend is, you know, not far at all from my repair, and it worked out pretty nice. So we cleared the whole panel. I didn't do a blend. I went ahead and cleared it all the way down. And here's our bumper. We pretty much painted this corner, and the blend was over in here. So you can see where the chips start to come again. Let's see, there's one right there. So we got paint all the way over to about here, and yeah, I like the way the clear flowed out tonight. And even though it was really damp, it worked out. So same thing over here. So we got the Honda done. It's ready for a clean up. I'll probably run a buffer on my all over except for where we painted it. We don't need to cut and buff anything. We don't have excessive orange peel. It pretty much matches the existing. You know, we got nice shine. There I am, nice and clear. So I think it looks pretty good. It looks better than it did. So we get the radiator in it now. This car does need a radiator. I've shot so much video of this car, I don't think I put any of it up. I'm going to try to cobble something together here. But there's our new radiator. So it's not a bad deal there. It's going to take me probably, let's see, I'm gonna say it can give me about an hour and a half or 2 hours on that radiator. Maybe a little bit faster. I just took one out the other day, so I think you can see right here there's a collar match where, I don't know, the fender's been painted or the hood, but one of them's been painted. So, and then our bumper is what we did today, and we cleared the whole bumper. So looks pretty good. We left a couple of the dents in it. There's a dent right there. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. There's a dent right there, right here. It kind of got bumped right here, and there was a big gouge right here, and it's still a little tacky. So, and there was a big old mark right there we fixed. So there's the Honda, and all we need to do now is clean it up and get the radiator in it, and it's ready to go out the door. So tomorrow we'll get the black one in here, and we'll get that nose put on that dude, and hopefully I'll get through it this weekend. And then we got a couple auction cars we got to do, and I want to get some more parts on the wood truck primed, and so we're really busy. So we'll get a look at this tomorrow. We'll get it cleaned up, and hopefully we'll get a look at it when it's all detailed up, and it should look pretty nice, I think. So, you know, I think it's going to be all right. It's a nice little used car. It's going to look great. It runs great. It drives great. So it should make somebody a good car. And it's a Honda. Oh yeah. All right, guys, take it easy.